All right, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Certainly, this is a great day for the City of Roswell, great day for the state of Georgia, a great day even internationally. We certainly appreciate your time today. I want to make sure we make a few acknowledgments prior to what is a major announcement that continues to solidify Roswell as a premier city in the nation and indeed the world. And certainly, it underscores Roswell's mantra to be the number one family community in America. A few acknowledgments, of course. Our mayor to my right, Kurt Wilson. Our city council members, Councilmember Christine Hall, Councilmember William Mortland, Councilmember Alan Sells, and unfortunately, they're unable to be here today, Council members David Johnson, Lee Hills, and Sarah Beeson. Also, to my far right, or to my far left, is our Chief Operating Officer, Don Stevens. Also with us is Chief Operating Officer of PBS Aerospace, Tomas Kautsky. Also from PBS Aerospace, yes. Also from PBS Aerospace, North American CEO, Aaron Durham. From the Georgia Department of Economic Development, Commissioner Pat Wilson. From Fulton County, Commissioner Khadija Abdur-Rahman. I believe County Manager Dick Anderson may be en route. From the Georgia Center of Innovation, Executive Director David Knuckles. Also from the Georgia Center of Innovation, Director of Aerospace, Steve Schaefer. From Senator John Ossoff's office, Eric White. From Congressman Rich McCormick's office, Al Shaw. The Honorary Consulate of the Czech Republic, Monica Ventrolakova, From Fulton County, School Board Member Sarah Gillespie. From Roswell, Inc., Executive Director Steve Stroud. And from Sear World, the CEO, Mr. Peter Sorkoff. Thank you very much. I will now turn it over to our mayor, Honorable Kurt Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Knighton. I couldn't help but notice that the only person that actually applauded for themselves was Steve Stroud of Roswell. You know, 1968 was a turbulent and tumultuous year, both in the United States and across the world. On January 5th of 1968, Prague Spring began. But by August, the spring had been crushed by Soviet troops invading Czechoslovakia. On January 30th of 1968, the Tet Offensive began, where the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese Army hit 100 spots across Vietnam, dramatically escalating the war and changing the attitude of America towards the war forever. On March 31st of 1998, the sitting president of the United States announces that he will not run for re-election as a consequence of the tragedy of the war. On April the 4th of 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. is assassinated, and subsequent riots throughout all of our cities across the United States occur. On April 23rd, riots break out at a new level of escalation on college campuses. On June 5th of 1968, Robert Kennedy is assassinated. On August 26th through August 29th, at the Democratic National Convention, Bedlam occurs and is perhaps the most caustic political convention in American history. On October 16th, for the first time in the modern Olympiad, American athletes, have political protest. 1968 is a year where America begins to lose her faith and her footing. But God has a funny way of dropping seeds. He has a funny way of moving the civilization of human beings together. And today is a little bit about that story and a family called the Damozel family. Good morning, and thank you for joining us today. This is a momentous occasion for the City of Roswell, one that reflects our commitment to economic growth, innovation, and global partnerships. We are thrilled to welcome PBS Aerospace Manufacturing to our community as they establish their North American headquarters right here in Roswell, Georgia. But before we dive into today's exciting announcements, I want to take a moment to recognize just a few of our distinguished guests with us today. And we are incredibly privileged to have the COO of PBS Aerospace to come all the way from Czechoslovakia, Lily, for this press conference. Thank you, Tosom Tomas, for being here. We're so honored. I would be remiss if I didn't share with you, obviously, that the number one export of economic industry in Georgia is the aerospace industry. And we are incredibly privileged to have the leader of really the economic team for the state of Georgia, the economic development director for the state of Georgia. Pat, thank you so much for being with us today. We're greatly honored. Another special thank you to a very special Czech, the Honorary Consul of the Czech Republic, Monika Mitrokovla. Monika has been an invaluable partner in strengthening Roswell's international relationships, and it was through her leadership and invitation that our team had the opportunity to participate in a trade mission in the Czech Republic last year, where we first connected with PBS Aerospace just last year. The trade mission Roswell participated was, in many ways, a full circle moment for our city. One of the largest landowners is a Roswell Czech company. So when we had the opportunity to go on this trade mission to the Czech Republic, we knew it was something we had to pursue with this local company. And as part of the trip, we wanted to share a piece of Roswell with the dignitaries we met. One of the gifts we included was a candle from West and Peak, a Roswell business that embodies the charm and the character of our great Roswell community. But beyond being a great Roswell business, West and Peak's story is deeply connected to the Czech Republic. The owners, the Damozel family, have a powerful and personal connection to our history. Their grandfather escaped the 1968 communist attack on Prague as a 16-year-old boy. He was sent alone to the United States without knowing a word of English, and he built a new life here, becoming a successful business owner and father, and laid the foundation for his next generations. Today, his grandson and wife own Weston Peak, continuing a legacy of resilience and entrepreneurship while adding to the vibrancy of our Roswell community. The story of this family is just one example of a great tie of American history and of Roswell history between the Czech Republic, making this trade mission not just an economic opportunity, but truly a personal and historic connection. That mission that Christine Hall went on, Alex Kaufman, Peter Sorkoff, and Katrina Singletary went on last year, really laid the foundation for the incredible milestone that we are celebrating today. And it is great excitement that we announced PBS Aerospace Manufacturing, a subsidiary of the PBS Group, one of the world's premier engineering and manufacturing firms specializing in small turbojet engines, is investing up to $20 million to establish its North American headquarters, manufacturing, and R&D facility right here in Roswell, Georgia. For the past several years, my administration and this amazing city council have been laser focused on economic development. We've worked strategically to position Roswell as a destination for high caliber businesses, fostering relationships and creating an environment that attracts world-class enterprises. Today's announcement is proof that our efforts are paying off. PBS Aerospace's decision to call Roswell home speaks to the strength of our business-friendly environment, our investment in strategic growth, and our ability to compete on a global stage. The arrival of PBS Aerospace, is more than just a business win. It's a defining moment for Roswell. With this investment, our city is emerging as a key player in the aerospace, the AAM, advanced air mobility, and AI industries. These industries are the industries of the future, and Roswell is proud to be at the forefront of innovation. I want to take a moment again to recognize the amazing individuals whose dedication made this partnership possible. Beginning with my left, Councilmember Christine Hall. Yes, give us a round of applause. The Mayor's Office for Government and Community Affairs, the amazing Katrina Singletary, out here in the back. One gentleman that has not been mentioned, but really is the brainchild behind all of this, an incredible Roswell resident, an incredible individual, Mr. Alex Kaufman. And then the guy who probably shouldn't get any credit at all, but we're going to give it to him, our economic czar, Peter Surkoff. We call him Petra, just to let you know. We used to check her. But their participation last year in the October 2024 MSV International Engineering Fall Fair and Trade Mission at the Czech Republic, it played a direct role in securing the opportunity for this city. Without their commitment and engagement with PBS, we would not be standing here today celebrating this achievement. PBS Aerospace's investment is so significant that it's going to bring approximately 100 high-skilled jobs with an average median salary of $150,000 a year to the city of Roswell. This represents a tremendous opportunity for our local workforce and reinforces Roswell's reputation as a premier destination for high-paying, high-tech jobs. PBS Aerospace's footprint in Roswell will include the renovation of an existing building at 1350 Northmeadow and the construction of a new state-of-the-art facility at the Tech Village North site. And we anticipate PBS is already planning on moving into the facility in April of this year in just 2 months, and will start full operations in September of 2025, marking the start of an exciting new chapter for both PBS Aerospace and the city of Roswell. Today is just the beginning of what we know will be a long and successful relationship between the city of Roswell and PBS Aerospace. We are honored to welcome them to our business community, and we look forward to supporting their growth and innovation right here in this great city of Roswell, Georgia. As Steve Strauss says, Roswell is open for business, and we are ready for takeoff. Thank you very much. So we have some fantastic people, much better than me. They're going to follow up. And I'm very privileged and honored to introduce the Managing Director of PBS Aerospace, Mr. Tomasz Kucki, to the stage. Tomasz.
Thank you, Mayor Wilson. He said many of the things I have in my notes, so I'll be short.
Say them short. It's all right.
I'll be short. That's okay. Well, I'm really happy there is so much interest in PBS Aerospace and PBS Group, so thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us today here. I'd like to tell you something about PBS Aerospace, and PBS Group. As Mayor Wilson already told or said, PBS is a premier, really high-tech manufacturer of advanced propulsion systems. Actually, you can see them here. You know, this is the smallest one. This is TJ. basically turbojet, small turbojet engine. PBS Group has broader portfolio of the businesses. It's not only aerospace division, but it also has pretty large investment casting facility. We develop and manufacture cryogenic devices and some other aerospace devices for either aviation or aerospace business. This is a unique set of capabilities. You know, this makes PBS pretty, I would say, one of the favorite, or it provides a great potential for PBS and, you know, basically global collaboration in research and development and manufacturing. PBS Aerospace has been here for 10 years already. We established the first sales office and engineering office in Atlanta in 2015, if I remember well. John, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was that year. So since that, we have established ourselves on the market. You know, we've developed already a couple of really important programs with domestic US OEMs and defense contractors. So we're pretty much on a good track being successful here at this market. Today, and the announcement and the decision has been made to bring the full manufacturing, bring the research and development, so the entire company into the United States and to City of Roswell.
Thank you.
It really starts a new chapter for PBS. So we picked City of Roswell because of, you know, I would say, fantastic approach of the city. Thank you again, of the state of Georgia. And we really want to use the skilled labor, the expertise which is here. You know, we like to use the opportunities in research and development, such as, you know, working with Georgia Tech. We already started some discussions and programs. I believe Erin will speak about that a little more. But that's all pretty much fantastic, and we're really looking forward to being here and working with you all and the communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Tomas. We're so honored and privileged to have you here with us today. Thank you. We are also very honored and privileged to have a gentleman who is basically, this is his home and was a big part of helping to really bring PBS here to Roswell. We are very privileged to have the PBS Aerospace CEO, Mr. Aaron Durham. Aaron?
Thank you very much. I want to start off with giving all the credit to Tomas Kuski. For the last 10 years, he's been here in the United States, establishing relationships, working with the local partners, working with the Department of Defense to bring this factory here to the United States. So he really gets all the credit as being a visionary and leader to make all this happen. So let's give Thomas a round of applause. So PBS has a distinguished 200-year history in the Czech Republic. They're a very well-established European armaments maker. As Tomas has gone through, we make APUs, engines, turbojets, environmental control systems, a lot of different products. The Department of Defense is very interested in the PBS engines because they're world-class engines. So what we're going to do here is take our two engines, these are, as Tomas mentioned, the smaller ones, our TJ40 and our TJ80, and we're going to make thousands of these here in Roswell. So how are we going to do that? We're going to have a U.S. supplier base. So not only will we have 100 jobs here at PBS in our manufacturing facility, we'll also have hundreds more jobs throughout the state of Georgia and the southern states that will produce all the parts that go into building and testing these engines. So what we're able to do with these engines in is the Department of Defense has found that these are the most capable engines in the world, and they want to use them for high-speed drones and advanced missiles. And as everybody watches the TV these days, you understand the international situation can be a little dicey. And so there's a great need for our military to have these kind of engines to make sure we protect the United States of America. I'd also like to go on to thank Governor Kemp
and Commissioner Wilson for helping us locate here in Georgia. They came to the Czech Republic and let the team there know, who doesn't really know the United States that well, what great facilities we have here in Georgia, manufacturing, supply chain, all the talent that we have here in the state. So thank you very much, Commissioner Wilson. I'd also definitely like to thank Mayor Wilson. I don't know if they're cousins or not, but had the same last name, as well as the city council, and especially Katrina Singletary, wherever she is, for helping us locate here. They helped us find where we're going to locate the facility. They helped us get the building permits, everything we need to put in place so we can produce these engines as quickly as possible. So that's gone extremely smoothly, and we wouldn't have been able to do that without the help of the Roswell city leadership. So thank you very much. Lastly, we look forward to hiring 100 new people here in the city of Roswell. So if anyone's looking for a new job, an aerospace engineer, aerospace technicians, the business side of the house and finance, please go on to pbsaerospace.com and apply. We'd love to have you come join our team. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't have to tell anybody in this room that the state of Georgia is an economic powerhouse, and it has become more so in the last several years underneath the leadership of this next gentleman. I'm very privileged to introduce to you the Commissioner of the Georgia Department of Economic Development, Mr. Pat Wilson.
Good morning. Aaron, I just going to dust off my resume and leave it with you. I'm not sure if you need a political science degree, but you know, I think this would be a great place to live. I told the mayor beforehand as we were getting together that coming to Roswell, and again, thank you for giving us a great reason to come to Roswell, but it's like a little vacation outside of Sandy Springs. You know, it's like this is a vacation destination. It's a beautiful city. On behalf of Governor Kemp and the state of Georgia, man, we are excited to be here today. This truly is why we do economic development. This is why states care. This is why communities care, because there is no better way to give a person hope and to give people opportunity than to give them the opportunity for a new job. There's no better way to ensure the long-term health of our communities than to bring the jobs of the future to those communities. And this is what this truly is. If you look at this product, this is an amazing product. And as Aaron alluded to, in the dynamics of the world today, geopolitically, everything that's going on, having just come back with Governor Kemp from Poland, where we went to a NATO base right on the border with Ukraine, this is the future, and this is what we need to be focused on. And I'm very excited that we're bringing this company, PBS Aerospace, right here to Roswell, Georgia, where, you know, when you look at headquarters, of course, that's very important. But the R&D piece, and Aaron talked about partnering with Georgia Tech, that is the future of a company. That's the future of an industry. And so we're so excited to bring that right here to Roswell. As the mayor alluded to, you know, we are, unless you're in the aerospace industry, you really wouldn't know this, but Georgia's number one export is aerospace. Not many people understand that. We have over 800 companies in aerospace and aerospace-related fields. They employ over 200,000 Georgians. So why is that important? That's important because when we're attracting companies, we're looking to build out that ecosystem. Our Center of Innovation does an amazing job of helping us grow that ecosystem. But y'all, the real asset that we have, and we had invested literally billions of state taxpayer dollars into it, is Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is an unbelievable economic driver. They tie MIT, that little school up in Boston, for the number one aerospace engineering program. And so you think about, we've invested billions of dollars in creating academic talent. For years, we've been sending that academic talent to other places, to the Skunk Works at Lockheed Martin in California, or to Seattle, or to Charleston with Boeing. We get to keep that home. That's why these jobs are so important. And I want to thank our friends at PBS Aerospace, visiting them, seeing them firsthand, seeing the corporate culture, a 200-year history of a company. Y'all think about that. We're about to celebrate 250 years of the state of Georgia being in existence. Our Constitution, of course, was in 1786. We are a young country. This company is almost as old as our country, but they have chosen to put roots right here in Georgia. And every project truly is it's a team effort. And I want to thank the team that put this together, the City of Roswell, our fantastic Honorary Consul General, Monica, and her husband, Jan, who opened doors for us in the Czech Republic, but really continued to work with us as we were recruiting this company. And then my team, Haley Casola, who managed this project for us, Georgia Power, the Metro Atlanta Chamber. There are a lot of different teams that come together to make this happen, and I want to say thank you to them. And then finally, Governor Kemp and the Georgia General Assembly, who continue to give us the resources that we need to be the #1 state in the nation for business. Thank you. And so y'all celebrate. This is a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner, for the great work you do for us as citizens of the state of Georgia. We are actually so indebted to the great work of the Economic Development Department of the state of Georgia. It is amazing what they get done. Speaking of economic development, 3 years ago, one of the cornerstones of us getting elected was recognizing that we had a responsibility to change the economic fabric of the city of Roswell, that she was in malaise and that she had not been tended to. And so we started off on the course and we began some very sophisticated economic development strategy. And at the end of year 1, quite frankly, we weren't satisfied. And by the providence of God and the good hand of God, we had the good fortune of actually having a Roswell business and a Roswell resident, kind of, sort of, who lived here, who we met, and we became familiar with some of his work at the Cincinnati airport. And it really was breathtaking. And as we got to spend more time with this particular company, we became more and more impressed by the depth and creativity of the work, and that was something that the city of Roswell desperately needed to change the economic dynamics of the city in a way that would be foundational for the next 20, 30, 40, and 50 years. And so it is a great privilege to introduce literally someone who's become a great friend, but more importantly, a great friend to our city. The founder and principal of SEER Worldwide, Mr. Peter Sorkoff.
Thank you, Mayor Wilson. Thank you, Tomas, for joining us, coming all this way for this announcement. It's a very exciting day for Roswell. It's a very exciting day for me. There's a lot of people, and Pat alluded to it in his comments. It really takes a village, economic development, and I have a long sordid background in pro sports in my professional career, so I always lean on the sports metaphor. But economic development truly is a team sport. It requires a plan. It requires different skills at different positions. It requires different vectors of opinion, views, perspectives, and it requires discipline and patience because it takes time. And it's hard. You have to build trust, not just with the community that you're working for, but other communities as you try to encourage them to join the community that you're from. So there's a lot of, I think, people who have been acknowledged. And I want to say a few more names again, because I just think it's really, really important. For the last 2 years, we've been meeting pretty much every Thursday for 3 or 4 hours, which is an extraordinary commitment when you think about the people who've been in the room. And when we talk about discipline and patience, have worked through building a strategy that allowed us to get to a position to be able to go on a trade mission and encourage a company like PBS Aerospace to consider the state of Georgia and Roswell in particular. And some of those people have already been acknowledged. Steve Stroud, Roswell Inc. has been a big, big part of all of that. John and Brooke at Georgia Power have come and sat in those meetings Thursday after Thursday after Thursday. Christine Hall, Councilmember Hall, has never missed one. Sometimes we kind of wish she might have, but she definitely didn't. And the list kind of goes on and on and on. Daryl Connolly, the Director of Economic Development for the city, has been a key partner in helping us kind of pull all of this together. I've had the great benefit of spending time with Tomas, and Aaron, and Pavel is not here. But Pavel was a great host for us in the Czech Republic. And while PBS is going to be an amazing company in Roswell and with their headquarters here, I can also tell you that they're amazing human beings. And I think we should not just be grateful for sort of the economic prosperity that they're going to bring to our city, which will be fantastic, but they're really going to be a great add to the fabric of our community. And I couldn't be more excited about sort of the double win nature of that. So thank you again, and thank you for allowing me to be part of it.
And I can say that if you don't know, you should thank me now. We were able to get Peter off in 2 minutes. That is literally a record. I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Fulton County, especially to our Roswell resident Fulton County manager, Dick Anderson, who does a remarkable job for Fulton County. We're incredibly blessed. For our political leadership of the Fulton County Commissioners who are here with us, thank you so much, Khadijah, for being with us. We're so thankful. For Samir, for you being here with us. But I got to tell you, thank you, Samir, the Economic Development Director of Fulton County. We're so glad you're here. Thank you, sir. But I would tell you, it's a team effort. Peter talks about it as a team effort. And one of the team efforts that we don't talk about in the story are the unsung heroes, because it's easy, but the politicians and the elected officials, they always get recognition and they're always up here at the stage. But part of the powerhouse of the economic story is the transformational engine that's happening inside the organization of the City of Roswell. And there are a couple people here that I also want to mention to them. The gentleman that walked up here literally is the CEO, Mr. Randy Knighton. He's fantastic. And one of the things that the City of Roswell did, I think, is very important to its future and unique to cities, my friends, is that we created a C-suite structure really to become more adaptive, reflexive, innovative, entrepreneurial, if you will. And to my far left, we were very fortunate to bring really massive private talent, and we brought in Don Stevens as our COO. I have here in the corner, same thing. We brought in a fantastic CFO from the private sector, Mr. Bill Gottschall. And then there's two super people that really were inside the organization that just kind of flourished and rised up to the top to be senior vice presidents. And they're Jeff Leatherman and Sharon Izo. And I know Jeff is in here. Sharon, I don't see her. So they're a big part of what we do every day. All right, that ends, I think, that concludes all the fancy statements. And we're so grateful that you're here. Now the floor is open for any questions that anybody might have. Well, you know what? That's a good sign, because this is a huge win. I think everybody recognizes this is a fantastic day for the City of Roswell. It's fantastic for PBS. It's fantastic for the state of Georgia. Honestly, it's a great day for national defense in the United States of America. God bless everybody. Thank you so much for everybody being here.